It's 15:43 and we're continuing our Netherlands run. In today's part of the run, we will be focusing a lot on our mission tree, continuing the colonial part of it especially, which we haven't touched that much of. And I'm saying yet because we will be expanding heavily to India, East Indies. We of course already have a few establishments in Africa, so we will continue colonizing over here. We have a couple of colonial nations in South America. We have a colonial nation in North America, and also our subject England has one, which we will be eventually, together with England, integrating via a decision that we can get done once we reach level 18 admin technology. Our main goal in today's part of the run will be to increase our total income from just 150 to over 1000, growing it at least 7 times of what it is right now. We will be doing this via trade, colonizing, and occasional development of our lands, and look at that, man. Green as it gets. Most of our provinces are over 30 development, and we have some over 40, like Den Haag with 44. And if you're not sure, for example, why we have all of these forts, or why we have the reformed religion, then I would suggest you watch the previous 2 parts of this run, which will be linked in a pinned comment under this video. But now let's just go ahead and continue our adventure. I completely forgot to add some trade centers that we took in the second video to our trade companies, because we need to do this to boost up our religious unity. We need to have 90% to complete one of our missions, and of course this also helps out with the trade. Another thing I want to do is colonize the entirety of Cape of Good Hope, so what I'm gonna do is get rid of the natives here in the Gold Coast. Let's add these companies as well. There we go. We're going to be recalling our colonists, and we're gonna send them here instead. And actually we're going to do this with a couple of other colonists too, because simply we can afford to have a lot of colonies going on at once. Before we start our new wars in Europe, we're also going to provoke all the rebels to ensure that we don't have to deal with them during the wars. And would you look at that, Ichese has left the coalition, which means we're going to start this war in North America. We're going to full annex these guys. And I think Belgium could use some help. They're only getting 3 ducats monthly. We're going to support their dreams, and we're going to give them subsidies of at least 13 ducats. I completely forgot about this 8,000 soldier stack. They were hunting for the 7 cities, they lost the conquistador, and they were stuck here for God knows how long. Finally we found them, and they're coming home. You know, this kinda reminded me of another thing that I did forget, and that is disabling war taxes. That's right, we're doing this early this time, 1533. Oh, I hate when this happens. Satapo has declared war on our self-governing colony, and if we simply enforce peace, they would accept the demands and back down. Now, there's no problem with us doing this, but when you have to do this on and on for tens of times, it gets really annoying and just creates micromanaging where it shouldn't even exist. I really hate this mechanic, and the fact that the AI doesn't recognize that they will be stopped. And guys, we have some money, which means we can go ahead and build some docks. We didn't build any of those yet. Not only this will give us additional sailors, which we can use not only on ships but also on marines, and we can have 64 of them, but we cannot actually build man-of-war heavy ships without docks in the provinces. So this is going to be very useful, because we're going to use these ships versus the Iberian nations. Yeah, what did I say, man? This just keeps happening. Oh no, they found our weakness. We don't have a diplomat. Amazing stuff, guys. As we unlock another expansion idea, we get 10% siege ability. And Netherlands can stack siege ability insanely. Of course, it depends on how you want to play. If you don't want to go colonial, you can always go with offensive and espionage, which is amazing for siege. But there is also one mission that we can complete a bit later, and which I will show you, which also greatly boosts our siege. Okay, great. We have our docks ready. Let's go ahead and build a few of these man-of-wars. And this right here is going to be a full annexation. All of these provinces are going to our subject Belgium. We can of course go ahead now and upgrade our rank to an empire, accepting all the Germanic cultures. Okay, so this province we can develop 2 times. We can upgrade the center of trade to level 2. We can do the same with Gabu. And now we have completed the mission trade in the Ivory Coast, which is going to upgrade all the centers of trade in the Guinea region, and we get 100 trade power until 1551. This is amazing. We have 2 new level 3s, and then we have access to the Indian Ocean, nearly 700 ducats, 2 mercantilism, and some permaclaims. Guys, we have over 1000 ducats. We're going to spend this wisely. We're gonna upgrade the Amsterdam Boers Monument up to level 2, and we're gonna pretty much immediately finish it by investing our manpower. And there we go, the monument is finished, which means we can upgrade it to the maximum level and unlock the conditional modifier by completing this mission. With this done, this monument is one of the best in the entire game. We get trade company investment cost minus 10%, yearly inflation reduction, trade steering plus 25%, and we also get our trade building upgraded, which is now level 22 stock exchange, while we ourselves only have level 11. Okay guys, bad news. Looks like France is the defender of faith. I really don't want to fight them, but the good news is that they hate the crap out of Spain, and if we were to declare a war, they would still not join, and we can even drag in Commonwealth in here, and potentially even Venice, because we can use reduce opinion and get their opinion down by 100. Unfortunately, we have to promise these guys some lands, but obviously we're not gonna give them crap. There we go, conquest of Sevilla. We're going to co-belligerent Portugal. This way we will be removing Austria from the coalition, and it's time to take over Iberia and of course their valuable stuff in the New World. Looks like we can immediately also invite Denmark, which is always great, and we're going to simply focus Portugal for now. Come on boys, barrage every single fort. Dude, our navy with these man of wars is pretty much unbeatable. These guys have 53 ships and Portugal has only 16 ships. What is happening, man? It's like they want to give all this to us. I'm keeping an eye on Congo. They would join the coalition if we let them be, but if we're gonna declare as soon as January 1538, we can just take this province, which is a good one. It's a center of trade. There we go, let's upgrade some advisors. Yeah, we're gonna get sieged for a bit, but we can just enable the defensive edict and wait for our boys to do the job. All we really need from Austria is just a white piece, and if we can get war reparations, it's just a bonus. Alright, since we boosted our stability to +2, we have status and oranges mission, and we can boost either the status or oranges. We're gonna go with the first option, and this means that status during elections will have +1 on all ruler stats. Perfect, here we go. We have white peace with Austria without even fighting them once. Denmark is fighting Russia. Yeah, buddy, I think it's time for us to split. We really don't care about your business. So there we go guys, we will be finalizing our war with Portugal, taking the entirety of West Indies. We're asking them to concede Eastern America, taking their entire Mexican coast, Rio de Plata area, and that's it. We're pretty much just robbing these guys when it comes to the New World. There we go, and guys, this is only 11% over extension. First of all, we will be completing the mission in Caribbean colonies, giving us 5% naval force limit modifier because we have the Grant New World Charter's Burgher's Privilege. Next, not gonna try to pronounce that second word, but let's just say this mission is called Groot. And this will give us a skill-free Morale of Navy's Advisor 75% cheaper, as well as a trade steering bonus plus 25% for 20 years. This advisor is absolutely amazing, and we're gonna hire him right now. Once we have money, we're definitely gonna make him a level 5. Now, to establish our new colonial nations, what we want to do is just core up the cheapest provinces and core only 5 of them, because the rest of them will be cored by the colonial nation itself. The same goes with West Indies, we're just looking for the lowest development provinces. When it comes to Spain, we're not gonna be too greedy in this war. We're asking to concede Colombia, which is their entire colonization. They haven't colonized anything else. We're gonna grab a couple of trade centers. We need the province of Granada for the monument, and of course we can also take Malta as they own it. This is probably the best monument for us because we're gonna use this worst cause versus other religions constantly. We constantly fight different religion nations, and yeah, give us war ups, give us money. Maybe we can finish the state of Granada as well, and that's gonna be it for now. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, so for the next 1 year or 2 years, we will be popping all these rebels, and then we can start munching on India and go for some wars in the East Indies. Our monthly income has increased to at least 200, and now we have concept of free trade, which is gonna bump up the free enterprise privilege. It will increase trade efficiency by 10%, and we also get 100 diplo power. Unfortunately, we still don't have space for it, but once we get rid of the loans, we might as well get rid of the Grant New World Charters at some point for the additional diplo point, and we will have space for more amazing privileges. And I actually love the fact that we can use our reformed religion to revoke privileges as well, because the stability option increases the estate's loyalty equilibrium, meaning we can get a higher loyalty than the influence easy. Okay, we can select our second Age of Reformation bonus. Let's go for ship trade power now. We also have new infantry. This is amazing. Let's go for the free shooters. And guys, we finally got rid of a couple of our privileges so we can get new ones. For now, we're gonna take enforced interfaith dialogue, which is gonna increase our tolerance of heretics and heathens by 2. And later on, we will even be able to upgrade this one. And of course, we can take the VOC one, which is gonna reduce the trade company investment cost by 10% and allow us to establish the VOC commercial enterprise in India. There we go, we have another colony, and we also made Cuba a private enterprise, which means they get all of these amazing goods produced, ship trade power, and so on bonuses. Okay, let's start a few wars over here. We're gonna fight Buton, Makassar, Boni, and Ternate, and we're gonna annex all of these nations at once. There we go, barrage, let's make it quick. And finally guys, we have finished expansion ideas, so we get land fire damage plus 10%, global trade power, and most importantly our second policy with global settlers and native uprising chance. We're just going to spam colonies now because we don't have to take any care of them. And alright guys, we're annexing Taidori, which means that Ternate will finish their mission and immediately start colonizing. Guys, we have empowered oranges to above 75 power, and this means we have the next mission, which will grant us 50 gov reform progress and give our ruler one of each monarch points. Now, what we're gonna do is just wait until we have a new ruler because he's 70 years old right now. And we're going to release Ternate. I've heard that you can have both of these guys, Ternate and Taidori, to colonize for you at once. I've tried this in a sandbox mode. I wasn't able to get it going. Maybe I missed something. In this run, I'm not gonna try and do this because I really don't care about micromanaging these colonies that much. Let's be honest, who has time for that? So we're gonna start up this war and we're just going to give this province to Ternate. This new ruler is not bad at all. However, if we were to go for the status one, yeah, that's not gonna happen. So now we can go ahead and finish the mission and upgrade them. What the hell is this gaslighting? We have 40 artillery and this mission over here says that we don't. What am I missing, man? And okay, because Taidori no longer exists, Ternate is now colonizing themselves. Okay, how about we charter a company from Japan? I would like to get one of their centers of trade. They're gonna accept this for 2,000 ducats. Sure, you can have it. So it's 1558, our total income is still only 259, but not to worry guys, we're working on it. There, we have another mission as we have colonized enough provinces in Guyana. Vidojevic is done, man. They don't have allies, they're weak as hell. We're just gonna take them down. And guys, we have tier 6 government reform. Eventually we will be getting the royal decree to get more absolutism, but for now we can go with general estates to increase our estates loyalty. We got the money guys, so let's go ahead and get printing press over here, upgrade our technologies once again. It was very unfortunate, but we were not able to spawn it and it was Scotland that got it. Oh, that's cool. Look at that, man. 100 diplo points. Paper will now be produced in Holland. And we get a House of the Elsevier modifier until the end of the game with institution spread, local goods produced, and yearly prestige. This province is going to be great. 6.63 ducats at 36 dev. These guys are vultures, man. They stole some of our provinces. We're gonna take just some trade centers and run away right now. This is 96 overextension as it is. Boom, guys. And do we need to core this? The answer is we don't, because now we can finally establish the VOC as we have over 4 provinces in India. With the click of this button, all of our provinces are going to our new subject. This is a special subject type and we get some really nice bonuses such as land force limit modifier, naval force limit, additional merchants, and unlike other colonies we have additional mechanics such as Seasland. If we want to, from these guys we can take the trade centers and enter into our own trade company. So eventually we will be taking some provinces, but for now what we're gonna do is just use them to ensure that we don't have to core any of this stuff. We really need to attack Koti to pass our next mission, and they're allied with Bakhmanis, and these guys are really strong because they crippled Vidojevic before we attacked him, so they have 51,000 units. And honestly, the ideas that they picked are insanely good. Espionage, offensive, and aristocratic. They have crazy siege ability. Dude, these guys are inventing a new meta here in India. Since our force limit is increased, we're gonna quickly recruit some soldiers and we're going to attack Bakhmanis. And I would love to get the 4 siege general, as then we could complete one mission, but unfortunately so far no luck. Also, because we have level 13 admin technology now, we can click this national decision to get local development cost reduction 25% just for 50 admin points. This is amazing. So now a 40 development province costs 68 points to develop, and this is without us enabling another 10% reduction. This is fantastic. The spice trade, we get 900 ducats, and spice is 50% more expensive until the end of the game. Our Molucca's trade stocks are increasing. That's it, boys. You're going down. Vijayanagar is going to be kind enough to give us mill access, and we can stop them right in their tracks. Despite their amazing ideas, we're still destroying them because we have tons of soldiers here. To ensure that the war goes smoothly, let's take 93,000 manpower from our Staten General there. So we have taken some provinces from Koti. We can click this button to expand the VOC, and we don't need to core them once again. This also allows us to complete the next mission, giving us 100 develop points and 400 ducats. Oh, come on, dude. Give me a break. You're seriously gonna intervene in the siege? Go home, dude. After we added a couple more provinces to our trade companies, we now have over 90% religious unity, which means we can complete another mission. And this is an important one because now we're going to boost our enforced interfaith dialogue, burgher's privilege, and it has tolerance of heretics and max tolerance of heretics +1. All we need to do to get another golden age now is just to increase our income to 400. Well, that's pretty good timing. We got initial 10% discipline for 6 years. I'll take that. Okay, there we go. We have level 14 admin, so this means another idea group, and we're going for trade ideas, as this will give us a massive boost. We can unlock a couple of these right now, get some additional global trade power and additional merchant. Guys, I never really thought that this war could be as annoying as it was, but we finally have it finished. To take more stuff, we're going to finish our second level Malta monument, and there we go. We have 10% reduction, which means I guess we can push for a little bit more. There we go. For now, this will do. Let's take some money and let's take all of these provinces, the entire coast, expand the VOC, and you can have fun. In the meantime, we're also destroying Kilva. Let's put them out of their misery and just full annex them right. There we go. Even though we have some trade centers here, we also have gold mines, so we're probably just going to state this. But we definitely need to keep pushing here because these guys hold the actually valuable trade centers that we can add to the trade company and not worry about gold. So we're gonna start making claims on all of them. Dude, we have so much money right now. This is not an accepted culture, which sucks, so we're going to get rid of the stab cause guy. Now, this one though, this is accepted, and what we're gonna do is level him up to level 4. And if you guys remember, one of our missions made that stability cost advisors also give us construction cost reduction per level, so we get an additional 10% reduction, and with this 5,000 ducats, we can go crazy with the buildings. We're gonna build tons of manufactories. Look at that, man. 1 ducat per manufactory is insane. Alright, amazing. More money. And this is producing slaves. But what we can do is grow cloves here and change the trade good. Look at that, man. 8 ducats worth trade good. So there is one mission that we can complete instantly. We just need to have 40 light ships privateering. Could have done this ages ago, to be honest. There. Let's get these guys and privateer instead of protecting trade. And boom, we have a chance to capture enemy ships plus 10% until the end of the game. I'll take 1,000 ducats as a bonus. Now for the next one, we need 250 ships and naval tradition of 75. It's time to start building some trade company investments. Let's grab some trade steering first, starting with the Cape. Then let's establish some in Congo. 371. We can also go ahead and continue the wars. We also managed to circumnavigate the globe, which means we get 100 prestige that is converted into each monarch points, and that's gonna be quite a few points for us. Oh, and not to mention 40 navy tradition. Right now we have 86 navy tradition, and we can probably just go ahead and spam to get 250 ships so that we can complete a mission. I'm gonna take one loan for that. And alright boys, we have 250 ships and all the other requirements. I think it's great that we can use circumnavigation to get the naval tradition requirement done. The required ships for claiming naval hegemony will be halved. This is one of the most fun missions. Additionally, we get a fleet movement speed and a max number of flagships +1 until the end of the game. So if we wanted to, we could build 2 trade flagships, and that would give us an insane amount of trade. And guys, the only thing we lack now to become a naval hegemon is some additional heavy ships. Because we still have some force limit left, we're just gonna go ham. Let's build a ton of man of wars. And boys, here we go. We have it. We will always get ship trade power plus 20%, monthly war exhaustion reduction, and over time we will be increasing national sailors modifier, blockade efficiency, and liberty desire in subjects. And at maximum power, we will get 20% artillery damage from back row. A hegemony has been proclaimed. We will surpass Alexander and Genghis Khan. That's right. This is amazing, guys. We also now have 50% crown lands, and this means yet another mission completed. When we seize crown lands, all estates will only lose 10% loyalty, and we distribute 10 dev. So for this mission, we have all the requirements done except for completing all the government reforms. This is gonna take a while, but the reward is gonna be well worth it. Okay, there is another easy one. We need to have 5 admirals, and Zealand needs a shipyard, which we haven't built yet. So we just need to expand infrastructure, get additional building slot, and build the scrap. Yeah, boys, we're climbing up the ranks. We have 500 total income right now. Let's get this Dutch Boulders monument to the maximum level. I'm gonna invest some manpower. Let's get some money in. And now that we have the Crown Lands mission done, we can also afford to sell titles, so we can just immediately finish it. Boom, there we go. This now means that we have Dike Works, we get 100 Diplo power, and we will have amazing modifiers for this monument. In total, this now gives us 15% goods produced modifier, and we also get provincial trade power modifier plus 20%. We're not done yet. You might remember that we switched our culture, or primary culture I should say, to Flemish. So you will see on the screen now what would be the usual reward and what the reward looks like when your culture is Flemish. We get 20% local construction cost reduction, local goods produced modifier plus 15%, and province governing cost minus 20% in all Low Countries provinces. Okay, it's time to get more investments going. Let's grab some here and here. There we go. We can finally completely finish Vidojevic. They're done for, boys. Since we're so rich, might as well upgrade all of our forts to level 4. Try breaking this. Okay, we finally have it. It took me ages to get a 4 siege general, but because we now have him, we can complete Dutch engineering, and this is very special because now every fort defense advisor level will give us 5% siege ability. So from this we can get up to 25% siege ability. This is ridiculously overpowered. We get a skill-free guy, and of course we're going to switch our discipline advisor to him right away. Hey, that's pretty damn good. I would love to get Majapahit as our subject because this is quite a few provinces. Yeah, sure. So we're gonna declare on Bali and we can just go belligerent the guy. And we're once again maxed out on admin points, so it's time to develop. 66 points for a 46 development province. And not to even talk about Holland because it's even less, 55 for this one. At 40, we can just make most of our provinces to 50 development. Fantastic stuff, guys. Our monthly income is at least 400. We have the prestige, all the advisors, development, everything, and we can complete, I would say, probably the second best mission we have here after the siege ability one. This one is going to give us cost of advisors with ruler's culture minus 20%, and we straight up just get an additional golden age. So we can just complete this, go here and start a new golden era for 50 years, giving these amazing bonuses. Okay, let's spam these company depots everywhere that give 4 additional local trade power and production efficiency plus 50% in entire areas. We got the cash, we can get a lot of these. Dude, the Puya colonized so much, and there we go, we're just gonna take it all. We have unlocked level 15 admin technology, which means we can complete question of slavery. We will be able to abolish slavery without needing to be in the age of revolutions. What this means is that we have a new national decision, and for this we just need to reduce our overextension. Oh, would you look at that, man. Creation of the Amsterdam Stock Exchange. We have 2 options. We can get interest per annum reduction or yearly inflation reduction. I think the second one is going to be better for us because we have some gold mines and this increases our inflation, but we don't play with any loans, so we don't need the interest per annum. Dude, it's 1582. I cannot believe that Albania is alive. Now, how did this happen? The Ottomans are just not doing that much this run. So these 61 ships will add 1000 trade power wherever we send them. Yeah, so that's the benefits of having a trade flagship and tons of these VOCs. And we can still boost this up, to be honest, because there is another super good privilege that we can take. Oh, that's big truce. We can once again fight Bachmanis. Let's destroy these fools, man. Let's go. 420 blazed trade income. That's what I'm talking about. And you know what? These guys lived long enough. It's time to take Madagascar into our own hands. Okay, so I think at this point we don't need promote burgers bookkeeping. We have a couple of good options. We could straight up just take 10% trade efficiency, or we can go with the maximize cargo space, which is gonna give 50% ship trade power modifier for VOC ships. We have tons of these, so I think this is gonna be more beneficial. Oh my god, these amazing events just don't stop when you're the Netherlands. We could get a pretty damn good ruler, or we can get 100 of each monarch points and turn her into an advisor 50% cheaper, so that's what I'm gonna go with. Another mission that we haven't been pushing for, I simply didn't have 30% army professionalism until now because I've been slacking recruiting standards, but now we're doing really good with the manpower, so this was naturally just done when recruiting generals, and we're gonna get this amazing event, Dutch military reforms. We're gonna grab reform navy because we need diplo points, and navy tradition is always good because it increases your trade steering, which means more money for us. So this next mission is also pretty much completed. We just need 200,000 strong army. We need to boost our army force limit a little bit. And what's a better way to do this than building officers mess buildings, which increase land force limit by 5. Let's grab one here and a couple more over here. Wait, we can even use our Japanese province that we got ages ago for that. And that's what I'm talking about. This is growing nicely. There we go, we managed to build the army. The government reform Stasi Ledger will now grant additional 2.5% discipline. And it's this government reform here, so I think it's time for us to switch from the previous one, which was used to repair ships in coastal sea zones, increase marines force limit and so on. We're gonna grab this one because the discipline is gonna be super nice, and we also will get reinforced speed and movement speed. Bachmanis, come on bro, just surrender, it's over. You know you're done. Right, we can peace out these bastards, and on tomorrow your days are counted. Oh, look at that, man, it's the battle of the titans. Who's gonna win? I'm rooting for the, I guess they both look exactly the same, don't they? A winner has been announced and you get the prize of being exiled. All of this is less than 100% overextension, which is amazing. And we can add a couple more provinces to our trade company. Guys, we have a problem, and that is having way too much cash. We're ballin'. At this point, I might start building manufactories for our subjects. And we can do the same with workshops and other buildings, why not? Okay boys, I will need to seize one province from you, so let's start with the trade center. Otherwise we wouldn't have been able to directly take the provinces ourselves, and it would be more expensive to take everything for the VOC company. There, as you can see, this is what we would be able to take if we gave these provinces to the VOC directly. And I love the fact that we don't have to wait for anything, we're just going to expand it once again. We have 10 years left until 1600, and we so far have 738 total income. Do you guys think we can do this? I honestly think we will need a little bit more time, but of course let's keep pushing. And let's continue to develop our provinces. We're gonna make this one a 40 dev as well. I still haven't finished the Granada monument, so here we go, deal with that. And we pretty much have every other monument except for the one in Timbuktu, but I don't really care about this one that much. It's only tech cost. Alright, from this guy we will need the province of Kalapa, and we can just full annex him. Let's be honest, nobody cares about him. So there we go, our vassal Majapahit has grown nearly to his full size, and after this war with Denmark he is gonna be restored and we will integrate him. In this way we will also start our first war versus Malacca, and we don't have to fight 1,000,000 of these islands. There we go, got the monument done. Admin efficiency is gonna be just lovely. Juicy trade centers that we got here. Malacca is surprisingly strong, they have 50,000 soldiers. Okay, let's not be too reckless, I guess. Like, there's just a couple of wars that for which we need to think. We can just turn off our brain and just click buttons and get 1,000,000 income as the Netherlands. That's what I love about this nation. And we finally established a colony in Australia as well. Let's give it subsidies. 42 ducats for you, my friend. Now we're increasing the prices of Chinaware, and 2,000 ducats in our pocket. I'm gonna use it to just build 1,000,000 of manufactories. Okay, so I'm gonna use this war to just break Malacca's alliances so that we have a very easy time the next war. Guys, we finally finished trade ideas. So we get additional 25% caravan power. And we get 2 new policies. Both of them are really fantastic. So we're gonna get the goods produced. At this point, we're just gonna cancel the colonial development boost. Let's get rid of that and let's get trade efficiency. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. 700 decades from trade. We're 6 years away from 1600 and we have 913 income. But I'm still gonna build 1,000,000 of ships as well. Dude, we have nearly 500 ships already. There's a few trade centers that we can upgrade, that's great. We can upgrade one for Majapahit as well. Not gonna lie guys, I haven't developed any of these gold mines, so I guess we can get like a couple of development points in. Maybe that's gonna help a tiny bit with our goal. Oh, screw you, Venice. I'm not fighting crap for you. Right guys, so we have a level 16 admin. This gives us an additional 2% production efficiency, which helps. We have some new manufactories, which is gonna give us quite a bit of money. Okay, at least at this stage of the game, we don't really have to care about stopping the natives attacking our colonies, because it's really the other way around. Because of all the subsidies that we have been given these guys, some of them got really strong, like Belgium with 40,000 units. Right, so we finally no longer have any overextension. We have been in constant wars, but now that we're free, we can pass Abolition of Slavery Act. We get some tech cost reduction, and every province owned by us will stop producing slaves. So there we go, instantly we get new trade goods in tons and tons of our provinces. Damn, this is actually tons of provinces. Alright, so we have the VOC, we no longer really need the trade company investments as well, we can revoke this. And now we're gonna grab the trade efficiency. Dude, we're so close. Maybe we should expand a little bit by using some threatening action. There we go. With a click of a button, we're getting a 14 development province. Dude, we are so close to getting a province from Gujarat this way. Anyways, I think what we can do is another war versus Spain. And this way we can also drag in Portugal and avoid France, which would normally join. So again, we're just getting our buddy Commonwealth to help us out when it comes to Austria. And there we go. Increase our colony's tariffs. This costs admin points, but we have tons of these, so why not? And guys, we are so close. There we go, there we go. The 1st of May 1599, we have 1000 total income with over 600 balance. Now stick around because this is not over. And guys, there we go, we entered the 17th century and we spawned the global trade in Antwerpen. So this means we get 100 of each monarch points, 20 prestige, 25 government from progress, and Antwerpen gets local trade power modifier plus 10% until the end of the game. These guys are struggling versus our level 4 forts with 105% for defense in a farmlands province. And it looks like we can already peace out Austria, which is just amazing. We also have access to tier 7 government reform. Now, normally because we're playing tall, we would be going for strengthened parliament, as this gives dev cost in primary culture minus 10%. However, we're about to enter the age of absolutism, so we really don't want to go with minus 20 max absolutism. And instead we're going to go with dynastic administration, which is going to increase our corruption a little bit, but it's fine. We can pay a ducat or two additionally to remove it and enjoy some all estates influence modifier minus 10%. So this is going to help us remove privileges if we need to. And honestly, we can start removing some of them, like religious diplomats, clerical education. We can get rid of right of council, even nobility expedition rights, because we're so rich we don't really care about the colony cost. And for now, we're just gonna keep the privileges that give us more money. This next admin technology level is so overpowered that I'm gonna take it right after getting global trade 7 years ahead of time. Dude, this is amazing. Admin efficiency plus 10%, more gov capacity, dev cost reduction, and also universities which reduce dev cost by 20%. With 30,000 ducats saved up, you know what I'm doing first. You just know it. We're spamming universities in every single province. So we cannot really use the new world missions anymore because we don't have pastor's influence. And I think guys, it's time to change our policy. We're gonna go with the native uprising chance reduction. So there guys, we're ready to finish the Portuguese war. We're robbing them. Oh, we're robbing them once again. Every single colony is belong to me. And of course, we're taking their trade centers. Thank you so much for your kind donation. Now, before we even think about coring these provinces, we're going to get this monument up to the maximum level right away. And there we go, level 3, just a couple of clicks. This is amazing. We get another 15% global trade power. And alright, we have finished some of the cores now. And we're just going to take every single tiny bit of the new world owned by Spain. That's right, all their hard work for nothing. This is 120% overextension, so we need to finish this Blambangan war quick and grant some provinces to our subjects. Come on, man, 71%, seriously? Okay, there we go, that's what I'm talking about. And our issue is solved as we're down to 96 after giving Dutch La Plata some provinces. Guys, I think it's time to increase our army force limit a little bit. So what we're gonna do is change the colonial type of all of our subjects to crown colonies. Right after doing so, we can modify subject relationship and increase draft from colony, which will give us additional 5 land force limit for each of the colonies that we have. And just like that, we went from around 270 army force limit to over 368, which is insane. Okay guys, as we concluded a war with Malacca, we finally have access to this mission, which reduces trade company governing cost by 15% and unlocks us a couple new ones. Japanese trade, because we have a province in Japan that we got through chartering company. We're getting free mercantilism. Kyoto gets conditional modifier Dutch traders, which reduces tech cost by 5%. And as long as Dutch traders modifier is active, we get 55 trade power in the Nippon trade node. Next, we have Fort of Batavia, which increases VOC Indiaman force limit by 10%. Amazing. And we would be able to complete the last mission here if we were to get acquiring Formosa, which requires us to have the entirety of Taiwan. We can have 370 VOC light ships. We're going to max out on them. Oh boy, and what do we have here? The first age of absolutism bonus. Now, we could go for admin efficiency, we could go for yearly absolutism, but honestly, we don't need any of this stuff. We will be going for Dutch commercialization, which increases our trade steering by 33%. Let's see how this impacts our income. There we go, boys. We're actually now making above 1,000 balance, not only total income. And because we have level 17 Diplo technology, we can go ahead and start spamming trade depots. We're gonna build this pretty much everywhere. Let's go, man. With the amount of money that we have, guys, check this out. We're gonna surprise strike Wu. All of these units are exiled because we just finished the war with Bengal. We're gonna move them all to the province of Gwangju. So he doesn't know that these soldiers are here. We can send 60,000 stack, quickly occupy it. I don't think he's going to challenge us. He's keeping 47 here and smaller stacks nearby. And he has no idea that we have 175,000 soldiers right here now. Dude, he's running away. Boom, get striked full. So guys, we only need Taiwan. Let's not push it more. There we go. We got what we came here for, which means we can complete acquiring Formosa, giving us a nice advisor and some upgrades for local trade power and fort maintenance reduction. And here we go, Dutch East Indies, boys. The VOC Burgers privilege will now grant additional trade efficiency, VOC Indiaman force limit plus 10%. We get 6,000 ducats, some mercantilism, some monarch points, that's great. And yeah guys, we completed pretty much the entire mission tree. We can now go ahead and get level 18 admin technology. Sure, let's unlock another idea group. Let's go with plutocratic ideas. But most importantly, we're going to unite the two crowns, inheriting England, gaining English as an accepted culture, gaining new traditions and ambitions, which we're going to accept. And look at the new world, boys. Everything is ours. Britain is ours. We have absolutely sick national ideas that give us 5% discipline, 20% goods produced modifier. This one's crazy. We have naval leader fire plus 2 national sailors modifier and marines plus 25%, additional merchant and trade range, 10% siege ability. We keep this one. Yearly inflation reduction is good. Then we have some additional settlers and global tariffs. From the traditions, we have 15% trade efficiency, 10% landfire damage, and our ambition is morale of navies plus 15%. So the most important stuff is the goods produced modifier. We have nearly 500,000 soldiers, over 100,000 cash in our pockets. And yeah, there's a couple more merchants now that we can send to transfer trade. Gov capacity is not looking that great, but it's not that bad as well. We can easily fix this. I'm going to invest some of our reform progress points right now. And of course we can queue up tons of state houses and courthouses. And yeah guys, after adjusting our trade setup a little bit, here is what we have. Total income 2000. So we wanted to go for 1000, but we doubled it today. And our balance is completely insane for 1620. This is what our subjects window looks like. We have tons of colonies, we have tons of trade companies. We have privileges that we can revoke anytime we want. Maximum absolutism is 54, but obviously as we revoke privileges we can increase it. We unlock Dutch commercialization, but later on we're gonna get more absolutism and admin efficiency from Age of Absolutism bonuses. This is our current development. We have over 5000, and the second place is Russia with below 2000. We're a naval hegemon and we have been one for quite a while now. Still have our golden era because we got the second one and we made our nation ridiculously overpowered and rich. I hope you guys enjoyed this run. If you did, make sure to click the like button, subscribe, and I will see you next time. A massive thank you for supporting the channel to Tier 2 members Biologist, Lazar, RogueRhino, Tier 3 member Devertion, and Patreon supporters Lazar and Nikolas. Really appreciate you guys.